What's happening, y'all? We back with another episode of MMA Fight Picks with Ant and Jay. I'm your man Ant. This is my man Jay.
Yo.
We're here. We're gonna break down UFC. What is it? Vegas 63. Kattar versus Allen. 11 fights. Not too many good betting spots in my opinion. I believe Jason agrees with me, so
Tough card for betting.
I don't think we'll have too much to say on some of these fights. Be a quick breakdown. Only 11 fights to begin with, 2 short notice fights. So let's just hop right in, man.
Let's do it.
We'll hop right in with Joshua Weems, Christian Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 24. Weems is 28. This fight will be at, it looks like it's going to be at bantamweight. So
yeah, that's what it says.
That's what it says, but Rodriguez's last fight was at featherweight, but I think it might have been a short notice fight that he took, so he just was up in weight. But I think Rodriguez, just long story short, I think C-Rod, his nickname, C-Rod, I think he should win this fight. I think first off, he's better. But secondly, Weems is taking this fight on 4 days notice or something like that, 5 days notice. I don't know. I don't see him really winning this fight. He wasn't that good in the Contender Series to make me think he's going to win. So I got Rodriguez to win, probably by finish, truthfully.
Yeah, he's minus 360 right now. Obviously, I'm on the C-Rod side, 135. We saw him at 145 against Pierce, and I was kind of nervous in some spots, and he held his own against Pierce as a 7-0 fighter. He should go through Weems. He was on the Contender Series. He was knocked out, I believe. Came out and looks like a submission guy for the most part. And C-Rod already proved with Jonathan Pierce that he's good enough to survive a bunch of tough positions, and even put C-Rod in some tough positions himself. But yeah,
My bad.
you're good. But yeah, C-Rod probably inside the distance. I don't have that line yet. I'm sure it's going to be probably pretty high and not really worth betting. Maybe parlayable, but I wouldn't guarantee you he even finishes him. So pass for me, most likely.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the wrong fight. My bad, y'all. So yeah, it's a pass. But I agree. I think Rodriguez by finish is probably the move.
Yeah, this whole card, it's not the highest level of MMA going on. Except at the top, probably.
I think we're going to see a lot of finishes.
Yeah.
All right. So we got next fight. We got Cody Durden against Carlos Mota. I'll preface this by saying I think Mota is a good fighter. But he's 4 years younger. He's going to be an inch shorter. He's going to have a 2.5-inch reach advantage. So those things are in his favor. I'm definitely going to probably place a bet on Cody Durden. I didn't even realize he was the underdog. I think he's just kind of underrated, in my opinion. I think he's a decent fighter. He's not awful, and people act like he is. This is also a short notice fight for Mota. I don't know why we have a short notice guy coming in at minus 175. I realize he's good, but still, I'm gonna rock Durden here.
Yeah, I believe that fight was it started out with Durden as the favorite too, so it completely flipped. Mota's got a lot of hype. He's pretty much kind of a knockout artist from what I've gotten to know. He was finished by Charles Johnson in the 5th round of the LFA championship.
Okay.
And then he just won the LFA championship after because Charles Johnson obviously came over to the UFC and fought Makayev.
Yeah.
And, he held his own. Only when he survived a decision against him. So, that guy's tough. Yeah, I'm going to go with the more experienced guy, I think. And Durden, he's fought in the bigger stage. He's been in tough positions. He's fought at higher weight classes before. He's fought at 135 before. So I'm going to take him. I'll probably have an outright bet on him. Especially probably just like a unit, nothing crazy. I don't have the craziest confidence because there's a good chance he gets finished. He's been finished in the first round before, so yeah, Durden for me.
Yeah, That's how I feel. I'll probably put a unit or half unit on him. Just play dirt him, but I don't know. I think it's weird that he's the underdog.
Sure.
We'll move on though. We got Chase Hooper, Steve Garcia. This fight's very odd to me. Chase Hooper's 23, Garcia's 30. This fight is at what, featherweight?
Yep.
Yeah, so Garcia's going down to featherweight to fight in this one, which is interesting that he's going down in weight considering he's fought at 155 for a significant amount of his career. I guess he did fight at 135 against Ronnie Lawrence.
He used to fight at yeah, surprisingly enough. He's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, so normally Hooper does have like the massive like measurable size against guys at the featherweight division, but he's not in this one. Garcia is only 1 inch taller. 1 inch shorter, and 2.5 inch reach disadvantage. Hooper doesn't really use his reach advantage, so that doesn't matter too much. I really don't know how I feel about this. I definitely don't think Chase Hooper is a minus 220 favorite or whatever he is right now. I don't have the odds up, so I can't tell you what Hooper is, but Chase Hooper is definitely not, in my opinion, not a minus 220 favorite. So when you're looking at that there, I don't know if you want to go Garcia by like KO or Garcia inside the distance or what, or maybe just playing the under in this fight. I'm not entirely sure, but it's hard. I find it really hard to bet on Chase Hooper at this price tag. If he was the underdog, I'd be all over it. If it was like close to a pick'em, I'd be all over it. Even if it was like minus 130, minus 140, I'd be all over it. But at minus 200 plus or something like that, I can't take Chase Hooper. So I gotta side with Steve Garcia. That doesn't mean I'm gonna bet on the fight, but I gotta side with Garcia. I don't know. Chase Hooper, he beat Colares, but is Colares really good? I mean, I bet on Colares. This guy over here, Jay, was telling me all week not to bet on Colares because he fucking sucks. And so, like, beating Colares, is that really that impressive? I don't really know.
First to finish him in the UFC, that was kind of impressive.
Yeah, I guess that's impressive, but outside of that, Colares himself, his skill level is very low. So I don't know. I mean, at the price tag, it's just you can't take Hooper.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting fight. I do think Hooper's gonna win. But there's definitely the possibility he gets cracked. I think it's definitely probably like a violence fight. Like under 2.5 is minus 155, minus 185 if fight doesn't go. I mean, I think like Steve Garcia was taken down by not Steven Peterson. Sorry, wrong person. He was taken down by Luis Pena, and Luis Pena isn't in the UFC anymore, but he's kind of talented in the wrestling department. He's not a bad fighter. So. Like you said, it's tough. I'm going to go with Hooper. I think if he does win, it's probably... I mean, he could win by decision, but I could see him ground pounding him or subbing Steve. I think Steve's been finished by submission before. Let me check that. Yeah, he's been finished by a long cruise, rear naked choke. I don't know. I don't really have much to say on this fight. I don't know if I'll bet it. Minus 250. He's minus 265 on Bovada, so that's pretty wide, man. He did look really good in his last fight, so maybe there's some recency bias there. And Steve Garcia being knocked down his last. I don't think he's going to knock out Steve Garcia, but that would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it?
No, I mean, you wouldn't think so, right? But crazier things have happened. Steve Garcia. Yeah, Steve Garcia, he's very chinny, so.
Yeah, exactly. Should be a very entertaining fight, though.
Yeah, I agree 100%. We're going to move on. We got Joseph Holmes against Jun Young Park. This fight's a very interesting one here. Holmes is a big underdog. He's 27, Park 31. Holmes is going to have the massive height advantage at 6'4". Holmes also, massive reach advantage. For me, this one, I'm leaning Holmes. I think the size advantage is going to be really apparent. I think it's going to be hard for Park to use his. I think Park has the better boxing. I think it's going to be hard for him to show it because the reach advantage is so far. In addition to that, I do think Holmes has a big advantage on the ground, and so there's that as well. So I'm gonna go Holmes here, especially at the dog price. I like it. I'll take the shot at it.
Yeah, I actually totally agree. I'm gonna probably be on the home side. I think I might get a bet out there. I think he's gonna have a crazy height advantage. There's just not much that I'm impressed by Junior Park. He has a solid boxing. Yeah, he's got a good chin, but this odds, I don't know. It could be a very greasy decision, and I don't want any parts of a greasy decision with him being. Where is he at right now? I haven't seen. Oh, there he is. He is minus 240. Like it's like the Chase Hooper thing. Like I don't know, but I'm more confident in Joseph Holmes as the dog than I am Steve Garcia. So it might be worth a bet.
That's how I feel. I mean, I'm more confident. I also think Joseph Holmes is a better fighter than
Jamie Pickett, though. That's the only thing that concerns me.
That is the only.
He's getting better, though.
That is the only thing, but I will say when. Here, let me look at Holmes. He went pro in 2019. So, I mean, he's been a pro for a little over 3 years.
Yeah.
So, he definitely has a lot of experience. He still is only 27, so he has a lot of room to grow as well.
For sure. Yeah, that's why I'm definitely going to be on his side. I'm going to pick him to win. I'm actually going to probably bet on him. So, let's see if the line keeps getting wider and he gets like the plus 200 maybe. He's plus 188 right now.
I like it. We'll move on. Got Andre Arlovsky against Marcos Rogero de Lima. Arlovsky's 43, de Lima 37, both old guys. Arlovsky's taller, longer reach. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I think this is the end of the Arlovsky decisions. I think he's getting knocked out by de Lima, probably round one. It could be later in the fight, but I think he's going to get finished in this one. You can only do it so long. He's 43 years old. His chin's going to go. And I think it's this Saturday.
Yeah, I mean that's probably Marcus. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't want to bet on it. I mean, I might bet on it if it's like a crazy odds. Like him by knockout is plus 175. Like I don't love that. Arlovsky hasn't been knocked out in a while. He got finished by a cheeky rear naked choke by Tom Aspinall. I honestly, I'm betting split decision prop, bro. Screw it. I don't see why it should be that big of a favorite. Like he knocked out what's his face, which was kind of devastating watching him knock out Ben Rothwell. That is.
Yeah, that was like a weird stoppage.
So I'm probably staying away from this. Under 2.5 is plus 120. So the bookies think this is going to decision right now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a bet. If you like.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad bet at all. I think Arlovsky, the past couple guys that he's fought, you look at Collier, not a power puncher. Bandera, not a power puncher. Carlos Felipe, he hits hard, but he's like not good. Like he's not good really at all. He's slow. He's overweight. And then Chase Sherman, not a power puncher. Tom Aspinall, I mean, that's different. So you look at like his last 5 fights, he hasn't really fought anybody who like actually hits hard and like will bull rush him. And de Lima will do both of those things, and he'll take the fight to the ground, and he can do that as well. So I mean, inside the distance is it's probably safer because the ground and pound and submission.
He's quit before too.
Club and sub, yeah. So.
But yeah, I agree he's the favorite.
Under 2.5.
I agree with you, he's the favorite, but I don't know, man. Arlovsky's he's on what win streak is he on? He's on like
I just
4-fight winning streak.
Yeah, 4-fight win streak.
6 out of 7. Yeah, but he's not fighting the best of best guys, so.
No, and he's 43 now, so I think it's coming to an end. But
yep.
I think I could be wrong, but I think this is that fight where he gets KO'd. All right.
I feel it.
Roman Dolidze, Phil Haas. We have Phil Haas, 33, Dolidze, 34. Haas is going to be shorter, but we'll have a longer wingspan or reach, however you want to word it. Both of these fighters are 4-1 in their last 5 fights. Delitze lost to Giles by decision. Hawes got KO'd by Chris Curtis. In this fight, I am going Phil Hawes. I think Phil Hawes is the better striker. I think he has the grappling and wrestling ability to fend off Roman Delitze if Delitze does shoot for takedowns. And if Delitze does try to go with that game plan. And then another thing that I like in this matchup is I don't believe Delitze is very good on the feet. So I know Hawes has been clipped before and he gets hurt. Hasn't really been finished outside of the Hawes fight. And outside of the Chris Curtis fight, sorry. Hawes hasn't been finished too much, but he has gotten hurt. But I don't see Delitze having the striking ability to even get those shots where he can hurt Phil Hawes like that. Sure, if he gets one of those knees like he hit Kyle Dawkins, I mean, anybody is going to – if you break your jaw, you break your jaw. Like, it is what it is. But I think Phil Hawes is just better everywhere, and the fight is going to be primarily standing, in my opinion. I don't see Hawes letting this get to the ground for too long, and if it does, he gets up. So I'm going to take Hawes in this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Hawes finishes Delitze. Delitze is tough, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I really don't have much to add. I mean, Phil Hawes has been known to be chinny, but he's been showing to be a better striker since he's moved to Killcliff. Roman Delitze, I don't know. I really didn't think he was going to beat Kyle Dawkins, and then he absolutely steamrolled him, like broke his face literally. So, yeah, I'm going to take Phil Hawes. I don't know if I'll get to the betting window for that, but minus 175 favorite. That's not bad, you know. Phil Hawes should be the better overall wrestler, striker. Only question is his chin. Is Roman Delitze, you know, if Roman Delitze, he lost the decision to Giles. You know, I kind of want to script his knockout of Kyle Dawkins more to luck and like catching a guy off guard with his aggression than to actually his skill.
I mean, he hit him with the knee in the clinch to the face.
Yeah, that is so
and broke
crazy.
His jaw. Like, I mean, it was an amazing move, but at the same time, like, what are the odds that clean of a hit hits again? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think he's pulling that off on Hawes. That's another question, I think. So I'm gonna take Hawes. Will he get knocked out? Maybe, but I'm gonna be. I think he's on the bet. I think that's the betting side for me.
I'm with you. I agree. And just to add to, like, a lot of people do say Hawes is chinny. He's chinny, but when you look at his stuff, like when his losses, like, okay, a head kick to Julian Marquez in 2017, and he got finished in 2021 by Chris Curtis. So all these fights in between never got finished. You know what I mean? And like no one, like he got rocked, but everybody gets rocked every once in a while. Like you're fighting, like you're gonna get rocked. But if you can survive that, then you're okay. And so that's kind of how I feel with Hawes. He survives the storm.
Pretty crazy beat Imavov too. So you know.
Yeah, it is. Especially in hindsight.
I think, you know, he was beating Chris Curtis too.
Yes, he was
before he just got caught.
Yep. So. Agreed. All right, we'll move on. We have Justin Jacoby against Khalil Roundtree. Jacoby, 34, Roundtree, 32. Jacoby's going to be taller and longer. My way I really see this fight is two ways. I do think Jacoby is the better kickboxer. I think he is better on the feet, which this fight is going to take place on the feet. Roundtree's not taking Jacoby down. Jacoby's not taking Roundtree down. And so it's really just going to depend on what kind of Roundtree we get. Do we get the psycho Roundtree or do we get the calm Roundtree? If we get the psycho Roundtree, I can see him finishing Jacoby because psycho Roundtree is fucking insane. But if we get the calm Roundtree, then who knows? And so that's why I don't really know how I feel about this fight. I might just bet Roundtree by KO just to have that in my pocket in case he does come out crazy like he has been in his past couple fights. But I also might just go Jacoby by decision as well because I don't see Jacoby. Maybe Jacoby decision and KO just kind of double chance it so that you have both of those in your pocket. And it's probably going to be like minus 140, minus 130 or something like that. A little better than his money line. Because you are taking out that sub chance, and on the off chance it gets a sub, that you would lose your bet. So it's a little bit better than the money line. But I think that's good for Jacoby, and then Roundtree by KO is probably just the way to go, because if he spazzes, then he's probably going to win by KO.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm gonna go with Jacoby. He burned me last time down Jung. Even though I thought it was kind of a quick stoppage, he probably is going to finish him eventually, regardless. He's looked great, except for that one fight that he even won. You know what I mean? And it was a unanimous decision. It's against Oleg Jacek, I think. Roundtree, he is a freaking monster. He could finish Jacoby. I wouldn't rule that out. Like you said, he could come out crazy like he has in the past 2 fights. But yeah. I think Jacoby's going to be bigger and longer, and he's better at staying away and keeping his distance from people. So I could see that being an issue. So I'm going to pick Jacoby. I might have him bet, but I'm not super strong-willed on that he's going to win. I think there's definitely a possibility he loses.
Yeah, I agree. That's, I think, just like a small play here, small play. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. Maybe a little sprinkle on both of those. Just to,
for sure. Maybe parlay him with one other person I think is probably going to win. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just put half unit just to win one or something.
Yep, I agree. All right. So we'll move on to the next fight. We have Tresean Gore, Josh Frem. This fight, I don't know why it's on the main card. I'm assuming they think there's going to be a finish and some excitement, so hopefully there is. But I'm not going to break down the tail of the tape. Frem is taller. He's going to have a slight longer reach.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's huge for this weight class. I gotta side with Frem. I think Gore has been talking about he has a lot of power, all this stuff. We haven't really seen any of that power or anything like that, so I gotta go Frem until Gore proves me wrong, or proves me. Yeah, because proves me wrong is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, what it really comes down to is I think it's the experience, and the height. I think Frem's bigger. Gore, he's 3-2, man, and he really is just kind of a power puncher. He doesn't throw a lot. He does have some decent wrestling. He doesn't tend to use it though. He'd rather just stand. And I was really big on him in his last fight, and the way that he lost that, I was like, wow. I was literally like, you've got to be kidding me, man. I was actually laughing hysterically. I had 3 or 4 units on him too, I think. I was just like, wow, that is hilarious. So, I'm definitely fading him. I'm staying away from this fight. I think Frem's the side. I think he's probably the more overall talented fighter. So, is there a finish here? Actually, I think this probably goes to decision, but we'll see.
Interesting. I wonder, the books are probably favoring a finish if I had to guess.
Over 2.5 is minus 105. So it's kind of a pick 'em.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em for sure.
So,
all right. We've got 3 more fights here. If you're liking this, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Next fight, Waldo Cortez Acosta against Jared Vanderaa. This fight here, I don't know. I feel like I can't bet Vanderaa. I mean, I'm not going to bet this fight at all. Me personally, I'm going to go Acosta here because I can't back Vanderaa, but I just advise everybody to stay away from this fight, or just I don't know, doesn't go the distance. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross fight.
I don't really like this fight though. It's gross.
Salsa Boy from the Dominican Republic. I actually heard he was a pitcher or something too, some crazy like that. But Jared Vanderaa is he just comes off as kind of a low IQ dude. Especially the way he lost to Chase Sherman. Is he a black belt in jiu-jitsu? Jury's still out on that. The way that he lost to Kelly Olynyk, it's wow, dude, you just got to hit him once in the face, bro. You'll probably win. Couldn't do that. I think he probably gets boxed out by Waldo Acosta or Cortez Acosta. And, I think that's pretty straightforward. Am I betting on this fight? No, thank you. It's probably Vanderea's last fight to build up Cortez Acosta. as he moves up in this UFC division, or light heavyweight division. So yeah, not betting it. Gross fight. Could be sloppy. Could end in a decision that goes split or something. Who knows? Don't want any part of it.
Yeah, I want no parts, man. Let's just move on. I want no parts of it. All right, we got Tim Means and we got Max Griffin. We got Dirty Bird and we have Payne. So both older in their late 30s. Dirty Bird will have the height advantage, short reach disadvantage. This fight right here, I'm really not sure how it's going to go. I think both these guys are going to bring the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a finish. So maybe like the under 2.5 fight doesn't go. It's not a bad look. I feel like, I don't know, early in the week I was on Max Griffin, but now I'm kind of leaning Tim Means. I feel like you can't count out Tim Means ever. I know he got choked out by Holland in his last fight, but Holland is a lot better than Max Griffin in my opinion. I think Holland whoops Max Griffin's ass if they fight. So I'm going to go Tim Means here, especially with the dog money. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I like the Max Griffin side. He actually did give Colin a kind of a decent fight until, Kevin Howell styled on him, but I thought Kevin was gonna walk over him quicker than he did.
Round one, he did look good.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous after the first round, especially after like a takedown. I think he got on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, there's like I wouldn't count out Tim Means. Max Payne Griffin's looked great though. He's looked career best in his last few fights. I personally thought he beat Neil Magny. It was close though, so I don't think it was a robbery by any means. I'm gonna take him. Am I gonna bet on it? Probably not. I mean, these fights are so hard to bet on because there's a lot of minus 170s, minus 180s. Like it's either you like the dog or like you gotta be super confident in the favorite. So yeah, I'm gonna probably stay away from this one. I think it probably goes over 1.5 rounds. Let's see what that is. Probably juiced. And it is, yeah, minus 325. So they expect this to go to decision. I probably do too. The only way I think it finishes if Max maybe gets a knockout.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, no action.
All right. And we got the main event.
Woo.
Quick. It's funny because all these fights are going to end and the main event is like a banger.
I know, this is a banger.
So we have Calvin Kattar against Arnold Allen. Kattar's 34, Allen's 28. Kattar will be 5'11", Allen's 5'8". Kattar's 72-inch reach, Allen's 70-inch reach. So tail of the tape, I would say it's pretty 50-50. Kattar does have the measurables. Allen has the age. So there's that. Allen is on a 5-fight win streak at the moment. Kattar, it has won 3 of his last 5 fights. He's lost to, who's he lost to? He lost to Josh Emmett and Max Holloway. The infamous Max Holloway fight where he just took like almost 500 strikes. And then he lost to Josh Emmett. Many people thought that he won that fight. I think it was pretty clear he won that fight. So his record says it's an L, but for what it's worth, we're going to discuss it like he won that fight. So he won 4 of his last 5, with that one loss being to Max Holloway. What do you think is going to happen in this one, bud?
We were debating this earlier, and I was kind of on the Allen side, but what it really comes down to is that I think you got to take the dog odds. It should be a close fight. I think Kattar's got the experience advantage. So I really do think I'm probably going to get to a Kattar bet at the end of the week, but I'm hoping it keeps going in his way. It kind of bounced back. Allen was minus 130. Now he's minus 120, and Kattar's even. So it should be a close fight, like I said, but I think Calvin Kattar should pull away in the 4th and 5th round, which I thought he kind of did in the Emmett fight, but, he lost that fight by split. So, yeah, I'm going to go Calvin Kattar as my pick. I'll probably bet him, especially if he's even or dog money. Arnold Allen's tough, though. I think he's going to give him a good fight. I could see it being like another split decision. Hopefully it goes Kattar's way, though. He only loses to really the best of the best, and I don't think Allen's anywhere close to a title fight, really, in terms of, even giving Volkanovski a run for his money. Neither is Kattar, though, so.
I was muted. Yeah, I agree. Neither of these guys are title fight worthy guys.
The one thing also that I didn't realize how big of it's not huge, but it's big. It's bigger than I expected. Was I didn't realize Kattar was 5'11", 72. Like he's gonna have about like 3 inches of height, 2 inches of reach.
Yeah,
he's a better boxer, I think. So.
Yeah, 100%. So in this one for me, I'm on the Kattar side. I have a bet on Kattar already. I think I put 2 units on Kattar at minus 105, so a little bit under plus money. But I didn't want to wait to see if the line was going to jump up and go the opposite way, so I just took it while I had it. I don't know. I think this fight right here is this is what Calvin Kattar's career has been. If you look at his career, and we can go through it real quickly, very briefly, the people he's lost to are like all pretty much like very, very good fighters. Renato Moicano, a very good fighter. Zabit, very good fighter. Max Holloway, very good fighter. Josh Emmett, he won that fight. So, and then everybody else, he's pretty much beat. And then like you look at some of the like more well-known guys, like Giga, he beat Giga. Giga was on a 7-fight UFC win streak. He beat Dan Ige. Ige was on a 5-fight UFC win streak. Josh Emmett was on a 4-fight UFC win streak. I was looking at this Chris Fishgold guy. This dude had 7 Cage Warrior wins before fighting Kattar in his UFC debut and losing.
Poor
and then you even look at Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos had 10 wins. He had 7 regional wins and then 3 UFC wins before fighting Kattar and lost in that fight. So this fight's just like Kattar's been fighting guys who are on win streaks and who are like these prospects coming up in the UFC, and he's just been knocking them down every single time they come his way. And I think that this is just another one of those, I'm better than you. I'm just not Max Holloway and I'm not Volkanovski. He's not Whitaker and Max Holloway. He's like he's Vettori. He's like right there. He's better than everybody else, but he can't be Whitaker and he can't be fucking Izzy, but he can beat everybody else. I kind of think that that's what this situation is.
Also, the one thing is he only fought 4 months ago, so I think he's ready to go. I think he's probably pretty warmed up. He didn't take probably much time off his last camp.
And he didn't take a lot of damage either in his last fight.
He took some big shots. Don't get me wrong.
He took big shots, but didn't like. Yeah.
He's never been knocked down. He's never been finished. So there's no reason I think he's still pretty much in his prime. And I think give him another year or so of good solid fights. I think he's going to be one of the toughest men to beat in the division. So.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
So just so I wrap it up, I like the C-Rod side. I might parlay him. I like Hooper, might do that. I like Durden straight up. I like Holmes straight up. I like the Hawes and Jacoby side, possibly straight up or parlay. And then I like Kattar. So that's kind of where I'm feeling. To wrap up this card.
I'm very similar. I like a lot of dog shots. I do like Phil Hawes by KO, potentially. Phil Hawes by KO or decision. I don't think we see a sub from him. I do like the Holmes money line, the Durden money line. I kind of want to take a shot at the Roundtree by KO just for funsies if the line is not if the line is good. And obviously I have the Kattar bet. What is it?
Plus 265 for knockout.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I might even go round 1 knockout because he comes out like a wrecking ball. Round 1, round 2, maybe something
plus
like
550, plus 850.
Something like that. So I don't know. But then I have my bet on Kattar. So yeah. But I'm with you. So those are our bets. Best of luck. If you follow, again, best of luck. It's at your own risk. You are grown like us. So have a good night, folks, and peace out. Catch you next week.